The morning sun painted the sky with hues of gold and crimson as Ethan strolled along the shoreline, his thoughts as restless as the waves crashing upon the sand. It had been a difficult week, one filled with challenges that made him question whether his efforts truly mattered. As he walked, he noticed something peculiar ahead. A young boy crouched by the water's edge, his small hands grasping something from the damp sand before tossing it gently into the ocean. Curious, Ethan quickened his pace and soon saw what the boy was doing. Scattered along the shore were countless starfish and stranded crabs, victims of the retreating tide. The boy, no older than 10, was carefully picking them up one by one and returning them to the safety of the sea. Ethan watched for a moment before finally asking, "Why are you doing this? There are thousands of them. You can't possibly save them all." The boy paused, his fingers closing around a tiny, struggling crab. He studied it for a moment before tossing it into the surf and turning to Ethan with a quiet determination in his eyes. "I made a difference to that one," he said simply. Ethan stood there speechless. He had spent so much time overwhelmed by the enormity of life's problems that he had forgotten the power of small acts. He had been so caught up in measuring success by grand achievements that he had overlooked the significance of simple kindness. That one moment, a brief exchange with a child, shifted something inside him. It reminded him that true impact isn't always about fixing everything. It's about doing what you can, where you can, with what you have. As he walked away, he found himself reflecting on the countless moments in life where people hesitate, believing that their contributions are too small to matter. He thought of the coworker who had stayed late to help him finish a project when no one else noticed. He recalled the stranger who had returned his lost wallet without expecting anything in return. He remembered the elderly woman who tended to a garden in the city's concrete heart, planting flowers where most people only saw gray. Each act, though seemingly small, had rippled outward in ways no one could fully measure. Too often we convince ourselves that if we cannot change the entire world, then our efforts are futile. We tell ourselves that a single voice in a crowd is too quiet, that a lone gesture in the face of adversity is meaningless. But what if we measured impact differently? What if we understood that a kind word, a helping hand, or a moment of patience could be the very thing that alters the course of someone's day, or even their life? The world is not changed in sweeping motions, but in the accumulation of small, deliberate choices made every single day. Ethan decided that day to stop underestimating the power of individual action. He would no longer allow the vastness of the world's problems to paralyze him into inaction. Instead, he would focus on what was within his reach. He would be the person who chose kindness, who extended a hand when someone needed it, who listened when a friend was struggling, who gave without expecting something in return. Because in the end, making a difference isn't about fixing everything. It's about making things better, for even just one. And so, as the tide rolled in and the boy continued his quiet mission, Ethan bent down, picked up a stranded crab, and gently tossed it back into the sea. A single act, a small moment, but one that mattered. And in that moment, he understood that sometimes the greatest impact begins with something as simple as choosing to care.